Hello, my name is Professor Rachel Lee, and I'm here to talk to you today about some very special new things happening this year at Aletheia. In 2016, I took the first ACC team to Cairo, Egypt. Just a few students going to volunteer our time to help the teachers there, to encourage them, and learn a little of what it means to live in one of the oldest nations in the world. In 2018, our whole family, my husband and our two children, went abroad together. I was finishing my master's degree with a research invitation to the American University of Cairo, and our family was helping to launch Cairo First Education with Professor Lori Lawson, who is now in the final years of finishing her doctorate in education. An incredible dream. And ever since we had to return suddenly due to some severe health emergencies, we have been longing to find a way to return, if even for a few weeks in the colder months of the year, when that would be possible. And so this year is the time. Well, technically next year, January 2024, but this is the year we are preparing. In fact, the students we're taking have been studying for this trip since last September. And so now we are preparing to take this new group of students for a cultural heritage trip to immerse ourselves in the music, arts, languages, and society of ancient and modern Egypt to better understand the religious beliefs of Islam, Coptic Christianity, to explore cultural heritage sites up and down the Nile, along the Mediterranean, and support and learn about multicultural education from the daily lives of Egyptian people who are attending public schools, learning about homeschool techniques, and building a better world for their children. And alongside the local schools set up for refugees who have come to Egypt throughout regions of Africa. What makes this trip even more unique is that this group has a special set of gifts. We are all artists, actors, performers, dancers, singers, people who create with their hands, who build things to share with the world, people who capture moments with cameras or on canvases. Each of us has dedicated a part of our lives and work to knowing and serving people through the arts. And so this trip also has special meaning and purpose for us. Two of our students are founding members of Living Pages Theater, who have been touring the United States for several months, multiple performances around Florida, Idaho, and are now in Thailand, performing and bringing a full-length production of music and dance that they have written and created themselves. Two other students are working tirelessly in Jerome to put on the classic Godspell for the community there. It is going to be an exciting few months, and we hope to share each of these activities with you and more that are involved. And most of these students will also be in Idaho for our annual summer camp in July, working together and learning leadership and teamwork skills as they reach out to students across the valley and young people and bring them up for an incredible week at Aletheia Summer Camp. Why are we doing all of this? Well, at Aletheia, we believe that educating the whole person cannot be compartmentalized from the study of culture and the people who create it. The master teacher made one of the most beautiful curricula in the world, designed for individuals and communities who are radically different from those in the West. We speak in my classes about embodied meaning, somatic communication, cultures and languages that are built not on lexical definitions of words and various glosses that can be parsed and separated, but on gestures of content, on somographs of movement that are recorded in the art and artifacts and embedded in how they wrote and approached writing. And so without an embodied experience of this somatic communication, how can we hope to read and appreciate an ancient text, especially if it is informing our lives and our religious beliefs and practices. And so, in this beautiful curricula, in order to build a deep understanding of the stories and teachings, we have to have real experiences that envelop all of our senses and challenge our own cultural biases that will skew how we process information. We all do it, but with training, with practice, we can come to better understand each other through this beautiful gift of empathy and imagination and comprehension. We can use our memories and our bodies and our studies to go back in time, to hear as perhaps they would have heard, to understand as perhaps the master teacher hoped they would understand. And so the purpose of this trip is to learn to think differently about how other people think, how they work, how they worship, how they teach and learn, and to inspire another generation of students to keep learning in this way. So please stay with us. We are going to be creating a page on our website where you can donate to help support our community fund of scholarships for students and for our family, as each one of us is separately fundraising and doing and putting in our own incomes into this trip. We are reaching out through this Aletheia community to create a community fund to help support the costs and travel expenses for this trip. We are going to be sharing art and music throughout the summer, personal stories from the students on the trip about what they are learning and doing in the world today. We'll be sharing these on our social media accounts, on our website, and in person with our friends and our families and community. So please stay tuned. Keep us in your prayers as we live and work, and we hope to inspire you all, because you don't have to travel across the world to do all of this. A special trip necessary, but there are so many people in our country today that love to share their culture with others. And we can go door to door and share with each other and invite them into communities. So we hope to inspire you in some new ways that you can use your senses to appreciate the world around you and experience a little bit more of what it might have meant to live, to think, to solve problems, to reason, to create as someone living over 3,000 years ago. Sound exciting? Well, I certainly hope so. So please stay tuned, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.